the biggest misconceptions about freight brokerage is that scaling the business just means moving more loads. But if you talk to most brokers who are doing decent revenue, you hear the same complaint that they're exhausted. They're answering calls all day, solving problems all day, putting out fires all day, and the business only works when they're working. In other words, they didn't build a company, they just built a job. So in this video, I want to talk to you about how to build a freight brokerage that actually runs without you being involved in every single load. Because that's the difference between being a broker and being an owner. So let's just start with the biggest reason most brokers never reach this level. It's because they're built around the owner. Every quote goes through them. Every carrier problem goes through them. Every carrier relationship depends on them. And that works in the beginning, but eventually your time becomes the ceiling. If every decision requires you, growth stops the moment that you get busy. Building a brokerage that runs without you starts with removing yourself from being the center of the operation. The first step is understanding the core roles inside a brokerage. At the most basic level, there are three: sales, operations, and ownership. Sales brings in the freight, operations moves the freight, and ownership designs the system that allows both to function. Most brokers mix all three of these roles together. They sell the load, they cover the load, they solve the problem. And because everything runs through them, nothing can scale. Separating these roles is the first step toward building a real business. Next step is systems. Now, when people hear systems, they automatically think technology, but systems are really just repeatable processes. How the freight is quoted, how the carriers are onboarded, how loads are dispatched, how problems are handled. If these processes only exist in your head, you don't have a business, you have a hustle. Systems allow other people to do work without constant supervision. That's what creates leverage. Another key piece is documentation. Most brokers operate informally. They remember how things are done. They explain things on the fly. That works until you try to bring someone else in. If someone joins your business tomorrow, could they follow a playbook? Could they understand how freight moves through your operation? If not, you're still operating as a solo broker. Documenting processes is what allows your brokerage to become bigger than you. Carrier relationships also change when you scale. When you're small, you're constantly hunting for trucks. But when a brokerage grows, carriers become partners. Preferred carriers, consistent lanes, clear expectations. Those relationships create stability, and stability reduces the amount of chaos the owner has to deal with. Customer relationships involved too. Like in the early stages, the broker is everything. The salesperson, the account manager, the operations manager. But in scalable brokerages, customers interact with the system. There are processes, there are people, there's structure. The owner still protects key relationships, but they're not required to manage every single shipment. That's how growth becomes sustainable. Another critical element is hiring the right roles first. Most brokerages that grow start by hiring operations help. Someone that can handle dispatch, tracking, and carrier communications, basically your infrastructure. That immediately frees the owner to focus on higher value work, like sales, strategy, and building the business. Trying to scale without operational support is one of the fastest ways to burn out. Now, let's talk about mindset. This is where the biggest shift actually happens. Operators think about loads, owners think about systems. Operators ask, how do I cover this load? Owners ask, how do we cover loads consistently without me being involved? That difference in thinking is what separates brokers who stay stuck from those who scale. Here's the truth. Freight brokerage can absolutely become a scalable business, but only if it's designed that way. If everything depends on you, the business will always stay small. And if the business runs on systems, people, and clear processes, then growth becomes possible. And the goal is not to remove yourself completely. The goal is to remove yourself from the chaos, from the weeds, so you can focus on strategy, growth, and building something that lasts. Some people try to learn this through trial and error. Others want speed, certainty, and structure from day one. And if you're in that second group, I work with a small number of clients where we help structure and launch freight brokerages the right way. Built to survive cycles, built to scale. And if that sounds like you, check the link in the description or comment freight and I'll send you the details. If this video helped you, like it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.